We paid another visit to the casino in Thunder Bay and then found our way to the Walmart Motel where we had stayed when we were here back in June. There were a few overnighters there in the same area as well. It was a quick and easy choice for the one night, so.
In the morning, we continued on down the highway.
That's right, and we had our sights set on a beautiful spot on the banks of Lake Superior called...
Ladies and gentlemen, the Traveling Wildberries.
Pebble Beach, located in Marathon, Ontario.
That's right. We also stopped here on the way through as well, but we only stayed for an hour. So this time we figured we would stay for a night or two.
Kat went for a walk along the whole stretch of Pebble Beach while I get out the drone and set it up.
When I got back from my beachfront excursion, we basically just relaxed as we enjoyed the wind in our faces and the expansive view of the lake in front of us. It was a bit cloudy, so we didn't get much of a sunset that first night. However, the clouds cleared during the night and we got a great moonskate later on, just before we went inside.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Kathy whooped my butt yet again, playing backgammon. I tell you, those opportune dice rolls never seem to stop coming.
Skill, my friend. All skill.
Yeah, right. Never seen anyone with such skillful luck.
In the morning, Ken made us a great breakfast, which we ate at the picnic table overlooking the lake. It was shaping up to be a nice sunny day, so we decided we would stay one more night.
We basically just puttered around for the day and relaxed. After our barbecue, we were treated to a great sunset.
I just had to get some shots of the spectacular sunset, so I grabbed my camera.
Yeah, it turned out to be great shots, Kat. Great shots of a sunset that Kathy later turned into a beautiful painting.
It seemed like a perfect picture to turn into a painting.
The next morning, we ended up speaking to this man who was walking his dog. He mentioned a boat on the other shore, on the other side of town. He spoke about how nice that little area was and suggested we go and have a look.
We decided we would drive over before heading out of town. Turns out the boat is called the Peninsula. It plied the waters of Lake Superior for Marathon pulp between the mouth of the Pick River and the mill and towed logs for nearly 2 decades. It was originally launched as the Norton for the Canadian Navy during World War II in 1943, but was acquired by Marathon Pulp in 1946. It worked in the Marathon area for more than 2 decades until it was sent to Thunder Bay to work as a tugboat. Stan Johnson, the president of the Marathon and District Historical Society and Museum, began the process of having the vessel moved to Marathon from Thunder Bay. It originally came over under its own power and was slowly being inched into the shore at Jellicoe Cove. The peninsula will turn 75 this month, while the town of Marathon will celebrate its 75th anniversary in June 2019. Johnson said the plan is to have the vessel open to the public by that point, to have perhaps the biggest piece of the town's history on display. The idea was to slide the vessel up a hill into town, where it will be permanently displayed. However, since being purchased, the boat was partially brought ashore in Jellicoe Cove, near the town boat launch, but after 2 years and a number of failed attempts to get the boat fully onto shore, people realized that this was an undoable task. So the plan was scrapped and the boat will now be dismantled.
It's kind of neat that we got to see the boat before it was dismantled, but it's also kind of a shame to see the plan to use it as a historical site didn't work out.
We walked around for a bit, taking in the sights of the area, and then hit the road.
We stopped for propane at this interesting spot called White Lake Lodge. It sits on a beautiful little lake and also happens to be for sale, which kind of tweaked my curiosity. But that was only for a moment or two.
We arrived in Wawa and were greeted by this infamous Canada Goose, which overlooks the entrance to this picturesque community. This historical monument marks the opening of the last link of the Lake Superior section of the Trans-Canada Highway more than 50 years ago.
We stopped at the town's eclectic welcome center for a break and to stretch our legs.
We sauntered around a bit, then drove further into town.
After a pit stop at Tim's for some lunch and a coffee, we came across this interesting dump station off the side of the road. It's kind of good that we saw it because we needed to dump the tanks, as the last place we were at only had water refill and no dump station. So we had been on the lookout for one since.
We toured around the little town for a bit. Ken decided to turn down a side street, which took us to a spot that turned out to be where we decided we would camp out for the night.
Soon after we settled in, a couple pulled up behind us in a truck with a tow camper. Turns out they found the same spot along the water and decided it was going to be their overnight spot too.
We ended up chatting with them as Ken was flying the drone over the water. Another, we sold everything, bought a trailer, and hit the road heading west story.
Very nice folks. In the morning, we had coffee with our new neighbors and then headed off in search of the next adventure.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
An adventure that brings us to a place called
watching our videos, this is where we leave you in suspense in the hopes that you come back to see the next video to find out what that next adventure is. So, ciao for now.